Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Crystal Clear. Today, we are talking about embracing your gifts, strengthening your abilities, not only for you, but also for your clients. Okay. So, of course, you know me. I'm Crystal of Russian Tarot. And today, we're talking about something that obviously is pretty strong and close to me. Spiritual gifts. We all have intuitive gifts to some degree, don't get me wrong, okay? But for those of us who are gifted, often feel these things much deeper, okay? Maybe you have experiences that you just can't even explain, visions, messages, feelings that turned out to be true, um, or even experiences that you've literally said, like, this is what's going to happen, XYZ, and it turns out to be right on point. Okay. Or maybe you just know things before they even happen. So in this episode, we're going to explore how to recognize and embrace them. Okay. How to develop them and how to use these for personal growth or in services to others. So let's dive right in. So, recognizing your gifts, first and foremost. So many people experience spiritual or psychic abilities, but don't always recognize them as being their gifts. Okay. But here are some signs that might help you. Okay. You experiencing strong gut feelings that turn out to be accurate. You have vivid dreams or premonitions that later come out. You can sense energy shifts in people or spaces. You feel deeply connected to nature, animals, or spirits. You receive messages through numbers, signs, or synchronicities. You feel emotions that don't even belong to you, so very empathic abilities. And you can hear, see, or sense things beyond the physical world. So, recognizing your gifts is obviously the first in harnessing them. And it's the awareness that opens the door to understanding. So, using your gifts in everyday life. Okay, so once you identify your abilities, you can start integrating them every day into your life. And so, here are some ways that I'll share that we can do that. So, for personal growth, is trusting your intuition. Okay, especially when it comes to decision making. You can meditate to receive gifts from your higher self or your spirit team. Journaling your dreams is really one of those things, especially when you're first identifying your gifts, is a popular option. Okay. So, just jotting things down or any messages or things that come to you, jot them down. Okay. You can also use tarot or oracle cards to connect with your inner wisdom. So, kind of doing like your 3 card pull every morning kind of thing. It sets you up for the day or what's to come, a little bit of insight anyways. Now, for helping others, um you can offer intuitive insights or guidance, much like I do. You can learn energy healing modalities like Reiki or EFT to support others, again, much like I do. You can strengthen your mediumship, or offer psychic abilities, to deliver messages to spirit guides. Mine comes through, my mediumship comes through very different than other people. A true medium does things much different than I do. Where for myself, if I know a client's booked, say for Wednesday, and they're here to even remotely hear about a passed over loved one, that passed over loved one will hang out in my entryway for those 2 days until my client shows up. And then I can, go in and we can talk about those messages or what that person was wearing, or even saying to me or whatever have you. I also, it happens with their pets that have passed over. Okay. I've had many a dogs lay in my entryway that are passed over. And also making sure to create the sacred space where clients feel very safe to open up, especially energetically. There is nothing more rewarding, satisfying than a client that's very open and receptive. I stand to it. I don't even need my cards at that point. It's just a free flowing conversation. And you know what? This is what's coming out. Okay. So for business, if you could be called to doing professional readings, things like coaching, healing work, or structured, like group setting type things. You could develop, um, sorry, you could build confidence in your skills through mentorships or practice circles. Okay, so make sure you set your clear intentions before each session to ensure the alignment of the with the highest good. Okay, so like I always open up my space, so I smudge, I clear, I open up the space in welcoming the client. I always connect myself to the highest frequency closest to God and to my higher self. And, that I ask for messages to come through very clearly, to ensure that the person receives their guidance, clarity, whatever they're here for. Okay. So that's just me. Whatever it looks like for you could be completely different. So in order to strengthen them, and I get this question a lot. I have a lot of intuitive type people that are my clients, and they always ask me, how can I strengthen them? How can I really bring it out? Okay. Daily meditation. It helps to quiet the mind and strengthen your ability to receive messages. Making sure you are grounded. Okay, you can visualize the roots from palms, base of spine, and through the bottoms of your feet into Mother Earth. That's your anchor. Okay, holding crystals like black obsidian, or when it's nice outside, of course, that walking barefooted, it helps to ground you. Okay, journaling, or I like to call it, instead of writing, you could also do talk to recorder. Okay, and write down any of the intuitive nudges that you get, dreams, and spirit messages, just to track your growth, because it varies every day. You can, sometimes it's like 2, 3 days before there's anything there. Okay, it not one day will ever look the same. I'll tell you that right now. You could use different divination tools like your tarot cards, pendulums, ruins, oracle cards, whatever suits you. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the original tarot deck. um it uh it's very dark, and of course, anybody who knows me, I'm very much of light. I'm very angelic, very light. Okay, energy work, practicing sensing and moving energy through Reiki, breath work, different things like that. You can also connect your like-minded souls. So you can have like spiritual groups, mentorships, development circles. Okay. So you can create it to wherever you want it to go, or whatever feels best for you. It's all about that inner confidence as well. Making sure you set boundaries, distinguish the difference between your energy and energies of others. That took me a while, not gonna lie. I went to many different events when I first started doing this as business, and I'd bring home everybody's energy. So making sure when you're opening the space, you're clearing that space before they come, but even after they leave, and making sure you state, very clearly, is you take your energy with you, I will keep mine. And of course, ask for signs, work with your spirit team, receive those messages, and confirmations. Those you definitely want to write down. Okay. I'm constantly working with my spirit team, my spirit guides, you name it. Okay. So now, many gifted individuals experience self doubt, overwhelmment, or energetic fatigue. That is real. Okay. It is real. And again, if you don't protect your energy field, and if you don't clear and send people's energy back, it's going to give you energy overload. Okay, so that's why it's super important, and making sure you're grounded. I'm telling you, that's a key piece. So there's a thing called imposter syndrome. This is trust your experiences, keep a validation journal to remind yourself the moments when your intuition was spot on. Absolutely. Energy overload, use protection techniques. And, working with Archangel Michael is a big one. Very much a big one. Okay. So I can go into some different archangels in the next episode if that's something that you'd be interested in. Fear of judgment. Your gifts are yours. Own them. Step into that power, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. hands down, that's just, you don't need to explain it to anybody. You don't need to prove it to anybody, but you have to own it. You have to own it like a boss. Okay. Difficulty receiving messages at the beginning. It's okay. Just be very patient. Okay. Sometimes spirit speaks in whispers before they're going to shout them at you. And trust me, that is a thing. All right. So I want you to all remember that your gifts are a blessing. They're never a burden. Okay. Um, People will sometimes fear their gifts. I've heard that quite a few times. So they may look at their gifts as a burden, but they're really not. And the more you trust them, the stronger they become. Whether this is using them for you, loved ones, or a professional capacity, your intuition is a very powerful force. Okay. Continue to nurture it, respect it, let it guide you towards your highest path. Okay. I would absolutely love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. So if you've had any moments or experiences you'd like to share, any intuitive breakthroughs, message me, okay, or drop it in the comments. I would just absolutely love to hear your guys' feedback. So always remember, spirit guides are listening. Okay. Always trust yourself, trust your gifts, and stay crystal clear on your journey. So until next time, stay aligned, stay empowered, and you keep shining. Okay. And I will see you all in the next episode of Crystal Clear. Have a fabulous day, everybody.